Hello, everyone. This is Hollywood Junket. My name is Craig Ries. And as you know, each week we get to interview the latest contestant victim from this new show, Deal or Do Deal Island on NBC and Peacock. And last night's latest victim was Nick, and he is with us now. Nick, thank you for joining us. And how was it watching last night's episode?
Hey Craig, thanks for having me. It sucked.
Yeah,
I just
yeah,
plain and simple. I knew what was coming, obviously, but honestly, watching the show didn't feel as bad as the whole day leading up to it.
mm,
Leading up to the show all day, I was like in a little mood. I was bummed out because I knew what was happening,
yeah.
and I wasn't my energetic, happy self the whole day. But then once the show finally aired and everything unfolded, it was kind of like a weight lifted off my shoulders.
Yeah, yeah.
'Cause it happened. This happened months ago. It's over with. So now to relive it and know what is coming and everybody's just anticipating on what's happening, it sucked having that just to keep that in. So now that I was out there, I felt like a breath of fresh air.
I,
Whether it was obviously the outcome wasn't what I wanted it to be, and a lot of people felt the same, but it was done with, and I was so thankful that I had this opportunity, to be on the show.
I think a lot of people is an understatement. I think everyone was rooting for you. And
I
I
appreciate that.
I think this was the first time I got a little emotional last night. I didn't bawl or anything, but I had a little tear form, Nick.
Oh
Like
man.
you were such a great player, and I know your intentions were just so good, and you just wanted the team to build this bank and win this money. And then just to have it come down to a 50-50 chance, like you can't do anything about it, like
It was a rough one, It was
yeah.
just it was out of my hands.
It was. And that's all you got to remember too. So
Yeah.
you did a great, great job on this
Thank you
season.
so much. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Let's jump in and see how many questions we can get. So yeah, like kind of just like I was saying, you can't do anything about this game, and one case can change everything, as we saw in the excursion. Had Amy and Jordan picked Robin Aaron's case, then they would have been in the bottom, and it would have been a completely different outcome. So such a game of luck. So yeah, what kind of surprised you about that last game, last excursion on the island?
The excursion itself, it just I hate those red cases. You see my reaction right when they say the banker initiated the red case back into the game because, like Rob stated, he knew I wasn't gonna go for no little case. I wanted the top amount. I wanted both high amounts. The communication wasn't the best that we had me and Steph because of the walkies, where I'm running through trees, what rock pile to run to. So that kind of surprised me in that challenge. It kind of like I hated that it wasn't just all in my hands,
Yeah.
no, but because the red cases is still luck. So Rob grabbed the one first, which I knew he was gonna do, and that just started the whole game. Now it's like, do I take the second red case, or do I stay with possibly the middle or the highest or lowest? So that's what kind of sucked. That's what surprised me the most. There was just so many elements to this one challenge that, one wrong move and this is where you end up,
Yeah.
you
And
know?
yeah, and I mean literally Aaron's mistake, was the issue, and you can't plan for that.
Yeah.
So,
That was the saving grace for them. He
yeah.
messed up and it worked out in their favor.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah, it is. It is. It's nuts. What was your kind of reasoning behind choosing Stephanie? I think this was the first excursion where you got to choose your partners. Was that a night owl thing, or did you really think you and her would work best together?
So me and Steph, we had a good relationship. We worked together in other challenges before. We had that bond already. And honestly, when they let us choose, I was like right next to Steph and she was right next to me. So she's like, "You want to do it?" I'm like, "Let's do it." Because I had faith in her, and no reason not to. She's a athletic girl. She knows what she's doing. Great game player. So it was a 1, 2, 3. And then Amy was like, "Oh, what about me?" I'm like, "I already chose Steph. She was right next to me. You should have been standing next to me. It would have been a
Yeah.
whole different game." So that's basically what it was. I like turned and she turned, and I was like, the rest is history.
Yeah, yeah. So obviously we saw kind of Rob and Stephanie get into it last night. You had asked Stephanie exactly what Rob had said, and she was kind of like being a little wishy-washy, not giving you the details. Did that raise any suspicions for you?
Oh yeah, so
Yeah.
you always got to get the real deal details. So people, they say this, they say that, but I'm like, what did he really say? Like I said in the water, what did he say exactly? She gave me the whole thing, but to me, that was just unnecessary because my mind was already made up of who I was going to take out. Rob was going to be my target no matter what because why would he not be? He's an amazing. Paying homage to him. Like he's a
Yeah.
great game player. He's Rob. Boston Rob. So why would I not take my biggest threat out? So when I saw that she ended up lying to me ultimately about that, I just thought it was like a not stupid. It was just unnecessary. It was uncalled for because that you're kind of not trusting me. I'm your alliance member. Like I was riding with the team, to the very end. Some people have different ways about their game, but that was who I was. I'm with my team. So just it didn't make sense to me watching that. And I'm like, I want to call her up. Like, what do you like? Really?
Yeah.
Like you lied about that? I was like, that just makes everything look worse, like because my mind was made. You weren't that whole argument, that whole whatever you said was not changing who I was going to take out, and which it was Rob, my biggest threat in the game. So I think anybody would have did it, and even if he says he wouldn't have, I think he should have if he would have took me out. I would have not been mad because why would you not? I'm your
Right.
I'm your biggest threat in any challenge, especially a physical
Yes.
challenge. So
100%. Yeah.
you can't fault that.
Yeah. Exactly. So kind of going to Rob real quick. I think you kind of just answered this. This is why I want to just get this out of the way. So had you won against the Baker, that
Yeah,
fight did not change your mind. You were
just
going for Rob.
just for strictly gameplay, he was my biggest threat in the game. He knows what he's doing for
Yeah.
20 years. And everybody else, after if I won this, I don't think there was anything stopping me from going all the way.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. So Jordan so far is the only one in the group that has not gone against the Baker. Did anyone else that had been against the Baker try to give you any advice going into the temple that night?
Yeah, it's like do this, do that. At the end of the day, you're
Yeah.
picking blind boxes. So you could say, oh, go, I don't know, think about your numbers, whatever. At the end of the day, you don't know. It's all
Yeah.
luck. If you're picking random numbers out of boxes, you just gotta choose if you're gonna go with your heart or you're gonna go with your mind. And that's basically what you gotta stick to your guns in your own way. Because everything else is just outside noise that they can't affect your game in any way.
It's so true. I mean, and the banker's going to pick a number where it's going to be almost a 50-50 cut every time, So it's like,
Exactly.
what can you
Exactly.
do? Aaron, in the middle of all that, kind of had said in the middle of the argument between Rob and Stephanie, had said everyone has deceived. This is a game. Was there any deceivement in your gameplay at all? And can you tell us about if there was?
I mean, the deceiving, I guess you could say I was deceiving Rob in a little bit. Like, but at the same time, like I don't think so. Like we were always cool, we were always hanging out. But he kept stating over and over again that it's only him and Aaron. It's only him and Aaron and Alyssa. So like I guess he never even thought of me as a member of his little team. So to say I deceived anyone, I don't think I did. I think I was true
Yeah.
to myself through and through. And I guess I gotta be next time around the way. I gotta be a little more deceiving, but then I don't know. I don't think I would ever change my strategy. Going
It
forward.
really did work. I mean, I don't know and don't say anything. I don't know where they're gonna like have like a final five, final four, final three. I don't know how many episodes are left. You were close to the end though. We know this, and they're kind of hinting towards I think they're hinting towards with their previews and stuff, a finale or a final episode soon. So you did a good job. You made it towards the end. So
Yeah.
I wouldn't
And
change your gameplay.
thank you. And you're right.
Yeah,
Listen, it came down to luck 50-50. So if I made
right,
the good call,
right.
it would have worked out, I think.
And at least no one sent you home. I think that would be more upsetting. Like,
That's the problem with this game. You start thinking, do I want to get sent home or do I want to play against the bank? And then people are like, why'd you play? And it's like, it just changed. Your mind is floating when you're out there. You don't know what you want to do, honestly.
yeah. Kind of an interesting question. And in the real life, from your cast, who would you kind of be a little weary of?
Like
Like
in which
outside of the game, maybe just like in real life.
like in a fight or like
No,
what do
no.
you mean?
Like, who do you trust less? I guess is more where that question's kind of
Do I
going.
trust less?
Yeah.
Oh, I gotta go with the opposition, probably Alyssa, probably that would be number one.
Hmm.
I'm cool with mostly of the other people. I have my 10 mates I trust whole forever, Amy and Miranda. So that's those are definitely my top. The opposite side, probably them, probably Alyssa. Just because we didn't have like the best connection personally
Yeah.
and
And
everything.
that was your
So
experience. Yeah.
yeah.
Still, you still talk to Amy and Miranda pretty regularly?
Yeah, yeah, well, every day pretty much. I can't get rid of them now.
Yeah. I'm from Oklahoma, so I'm really excited to get a chance to talk to
Oh,
Amy.
wow.
So I've been an Amy fan since day one. So.
Awesome.
So Nick, one cool thing I noticed was a lot of contestants are from the East Coast. What was your audition process like? And did y'all kind of figure that out once you got there that you're like, oh, a lot of like East Coasters?
Yeah, we actually like first 2 days we like, oh, we got a big East Coast squad. We were
Yeah.
gonna roll with that, we breed excellence over here. But but someone I there was like a scouts all over Instagram, they just reaching out to people, try to apply for new shows. So years ago, someone reached out to me about some other show, long story short, they reached out to me again for a different show. It didn't go through production, and I think the same producers for that show
Mhm.
were producing Dondi, Deal No Deal. So he reached out to me again. He's like, "They're still interested in you. Do you want to apply?" And I was like, I ran it by my fiance. Had to make sure everything was cool on her end. And then she's like, "Go for it." I applied for it, and next thing you know, I feel like a month or two later, I get a call, and they're like, "You're on," and I couldn't believe it. It was kind of surreal.
And then after that call, how quick were you on the island?
Quick, very
Yeah.
quick. I was like, "Oof." Good thing I kind of prepared my body a little bit. I could have probably had a little flatter belly, but hey, listen, I was working hard.
Well, I think I got time for one more question, if you don't mind. Just kind of maybe give me your best experience or your best memory from the show, excursion, maybe something we didn't see on camera.
Everything. I learned how to crack a coconut. I
Yeah.
learned Rob who definitely taught us how to crack a coconut, and eating the coconut was honestly delicious. He's showing us how to slice it with a plastic knife. This was impressive, but just overall, just a great time meeting new people that I never would ever cross paths with in real life. And just made lifelong friends. Some of these people I talk to every single day, and I consider them close family now. It's crazy how your life could change in a blink of an eye for
Yeah.
the better. Even though I didn't win, I still overall won with a life experience and lifelong friends. So I can't be more thankful for this opportunity.
And stuff like this opens doors. You were a great competitor. I think any other reality show might want to have you on there too. So who knows? Who knows? Is there a
Fingers
wedding date,
crossed.
by the way?
Wedding date, yeah, July 24th.
Awesome. Very cool.
Coming around the
Congrats on that.
mountain. Thank you so much.
Very cool. Well, Nick, I'll let you go, but I got lots of questions in today, so I really, really appreciate it.
No problem.
Like I said, I thought you were awesome on the show. I can't wait to see what happens and what's in store for you for your future, for sure.
Thanks so much, Craig. I appreciate you taking the time out for me.
My pleasure. Again, my name's Craig Ries with Hollywood Junket. Like I said, we have interviewed every contestant so far on the new show Deal or No Deal Island. So go check them out, go like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Have a great day.